Hey everyone, this is Lady Strange. Welcome to the weekly collective reading for the week of June 29th, 2025 to July 25th of 2025. If you're in the US like myself, happy early 4th of July and Independence Day. I'm looking forward to having an extra day off this week and a 3-day weekend as I feel like I live at my job, my day-to-day job. So, with that being said, this week the archetype that represents this collective, or what is representative of the collective in the energies that you embody and I embody as I'm part of this collective, that we embody, that we can hold, that will guide us, and the energies that will move through us is this beautiful High Priestess from the Lacrimosa Tarot by Rose Bay Tarot. So the High Priestess is the one that is in the tarot. She is the embodiment of stillness, calmness, reflection, and being connected. Being connected to our intuition, our gut feelings, our guidance system, our moral compass, but being still and silent versus having to be loud and boisterous. Having to, having to actually be defensive or taking active will. She's more of a sense of confidence, quietness, patience and stoicism, and one who knows the truth and her truth and the truth of her experience. So this collective this week, you're going to use that to get you through this week's different experiences and challenges and this thing we call life and our human life experience. So the High Priestess is a sense of knowing. You're going to know your truth. You're going to know and be confident. Follow your flow. Your deep connection to yourself, your past, your experience from the past that's in the present and bring it into the future. You are going to reflectively look at your life and the circumstance, especially those that may have come last week, because we had the Tower. Some of us had experience. Some may, in this collective, may have had very difficult experiences. Some of us may have had some minor ones, but also some liberation from old patterns and lines of thinking and things that are limiting us. So this collective is represented by the embodiment of patience, truth, wisdom, and intuition this week. That's what you are going to wield, use, and is going to bring you an effective, empowered week. Now, centrally, we have the advice and guidance of take your power back. See that beautiful chalice? So that is much like the Ace of Cups, but also a reflection of your being offered of centrally, and as a reminder and advice to take your power back, not to give it away, and what has been potentially stripped away or taken away, take back what you can and embody what you can. And I'm sorry, my cat, I'm trying to hold this and my cat's all over the place. Just like last week, Willow is. She is a glutton for attention. So the advice is to take back your power. The power you've given away freely or inadvertently in the past, of your current experiences, but those throughout your life. Take back your power by knowing and not having to constantly be defensive and speak up for yourself, but to know that you have it within yourself. Your power's always been there, or back for the taking. So feel those emotions. Reach back for what has been lost or what has been given or taken away. But power is also the power of reflection and emotions and truth and relationship and relativity. So that's the central message of taking your power back and feeling those feelings and filling your personal cup. By taking personal cup is also, besides emotions, is energy. So fill back your cup by taking your power back. no matter how small that may be, or they're taking those action steps. So here with the King of Wands, the wands are fire, the element of fire, action, will, efforts we put forth, what we manifest and create. It is the creation. It's what we put into play. I apologize, my cat, but is taking place into, and we're bringing into the world by the steps we're taking, the efforts, by showing courage and strength. We have shown courage and strength in the past, and that's also going to be representative of what we may need to do this week in making action and efforts and taking our power back and our strengths and recognizing our courage and resilience. We have that authority to change our lives and our circumstances. Even the smallest steps and decisions, thoughts, or feelings can bring us more into our authority and acting by our true will, our true nature, and our true desires for what we want to experience in our life. Much like how the High Priestess knows. And we got, along with that, this lovely Empress from the Void Tarot. So basically, the Empress is all about, she's the creatrix. Now, this doesn't mean we all embody masculine and feminine energies and polarities. So it doesn't matter what your gender may be or how you may identify. It is more about being the creatrix or creator of your experience, your life, your relationships, your circumstances. It's also about being nurturing, filling your cup, filling the cups of others, and those things that may matter this week are advised. It has a strong energy of standing in your truth, your experience, and being quiet and reflective. The Empress can be strong and very Mother Bear like, or Father Bear, but it can also be very quiet and still. There's a power in being still and knowing and being calm and being responding effectively versus reacting ineffectively to those things that we cannot control. Because we can control the little things that we can control without being overbearingly and over focused on control will help us in our day-to-day life experiences this week. So that which we can control in a healthy, empowered way, but without being overly aggressively controlling or defensive, find that stillness. Nurture yourself, nurture your power, nurture your experience, nurture your relationship. Follow your guidance inside. What is telling you? And maybe is secretly being shown to you. Keep that to yourself. Know when to speak, know when not to speak, when to act, and when not to act or react. And you only know your truth, and only you know your experience, and also what you're creating and have continued to create. This is a big week having to do with creation and making those steps, and also showing the steps that you have to stand in your authority in your life, in your experience. I feel it's going to be a week of very much standing in your power and your experience and honoring that. And what you have already brought in and from last week, but actually the positives of what you've taken away from last week and last month and even the last year or 5-10 years. So again, embrace your truth, embrace your magic, know when to speak, when not to speak, when to reveal and not to reveal, when to respond effectively or react effectively also, and be the creator of your future. Nurture yourself, your relationships, your experience, and what you're continuing to grow, but also stand in your authority and take those action steps, big or small, no matter what they may be, but also use that you've already known. You've taken the actions that you have and continue to flow. And with that, I hope that you all have a great week. And if this is resonant for you, please comment below. And if any of my other messages or content does, please feel free to subscribe, as I have a small channel. And of course, that would be wonderful. I appreciate you all for watching and taking the time. And with that, stay strange.